Because you got my name's Rebuilder back reaction video for today. This might be my last video for today, guys, because I got some studying to do. You know, that's school life. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to be reacting to 4 disturbing real spring break horror stories. So, for a bunch of you guys right now, you guys are on spring break, March break, whatever it's called, for a whole week. I hope your March break is going well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why the heck this is sticking. So, I hope you guys having a great March break. I hope you guys are having a really good March break. Sorry about that. There was something in my camera. But, we're going to react to this. So, these are very true disturbing for, you know, spring break, March break horror stories that you guys should pay attention, because it will teach you a lesson or two about some clucked up situations that you guys should not be in. Let's get right into this video. Smash that like button. I want 50 likes. The more people that watch this video, the more we can spread this word of how clucked up March break can really be sometimes. Please. Now let's get right into this video. Let's get it. Oh my gosh, that music already, it's already clucked. Oh man, it looks like something bad's about to happen. Story 1, let's get it.
Spring break 2016. 3 friends and I were a little too late to book a worthwhile spring break trip, like in Cancun or Miami or something like that.
Cancun.
So we did what we thought was the
right?
next best thing. We Airbnb'd a beach house in Georgia for a good price last minute. The landlord left the key hidden in a plant on the front stoop. As soon as I unlocked the door and we stepped into the home, we could all agree there was a funky smell in the house.
Ew.
It wasn't necessarily a bad smell. It was just weird.
Huh.
The house was big though.
That's
it had a big
the
first
smell
floor
of dead
and a huge
bodies.
second floor with 4 bedrooms. We all had claim to our own room. We got there early in the day, so the sun was still out and strong. The 3 others, who I guess I'll introduce now, Todd, Nate, and Michael, were outside hanging on the beach.
Okay.
I went inside to look for a volleyball because the landlord said there were a bunch of sports equipment in one of the upstairs closets.
Okay.
There was only one closet upstairs though, so I checked it, and inside of it were things like badminton rackets, baseball gloves, frisbees, and a volleyball.
Cool.
Exactly where the woman had described. When I shut the closet door, however, I realized the door to my bedroom was open. I had 100% closed it not even 15 minutes before. I went outside to ask my friends which of them went in my room. I didn't make a big deal about it, but I had to ask because I found that to be a little annoying. They all claimed they didn't go in my room, so I moved past it. I wasn't gonna let it bother me too much.
Friends go in your room.
When the sun went down, we all got dressed to go to nearby clubs, which were supposed to be crowded due to spring break. I split off a bunch of times to get drinks from the bartender that I found cute, thinking somehow I'd have a chance with her. Of course, I was just acting like a drunk idiot. I guess I'd been mixing my drinks a little too much, because at some point I started feeling really sick. The house was walking distance from the club I was in, so I decided I'd walk to the house and see the rest of them tomorrow.
You want to go with your friends?
I got back to the front.
You messed up. Why would you go alone? Go with your friends. Say, I need to go home. Why would you go by yourself in a place you don't know? You don't live there.
Front door. I put the key in the mailbox, as I told my friends I'd do if I left early. I made sure to lock the door behind me, and if any of my friends would come back, I'd assume they'd remember what I said. I went straight to the bathroom upstairs, where I sat by the toilet waiting to puke. My head was spinning, but I just couldn't sum up the urge to finally puke. As I was sitting on the bathroom floor, I heard something outside, like something being dropped on the floor in one of the nearby bedrooms. I stood up and peeked outside. I stepped into the center hallway and noticed that the door to the room that Todd had claimed was cracked open.
Oh!
There was a small nightlight on in there.
Ooh!
As I walked closer to the door,
someone's there.
I noticed someone sitting on the bed. They were just sitting on the edge of the bed facing a wall.
What?
Was it Todd?
No.
I honestly couldn't tell at that point.
Haul
I
ass.
was only peeking through a tiny crack in the door. It really didn't look like Todd though.
Oh my gosh, run.
How would he have gotten in before me without the key?
Oh my goodness.
In a split second, my heart started racing twice as fast as I was looking at someone who I started to believe wasn't Todd.
Run!
I started backing away slowly, and of course, there was the slightest crack in the wood floor. The person sitting on the bed clicked their head to the left to face the door. And even through that tiny crack, I felt as if he was looking at me. It wasn't Todd. It was some random man who looked to be about 40. I ran to the bathroom
40?
and locked the door, not trying to be quiet
Old
anymore.
ass!
I tried calling my friend Todd, and as it was ringing, I saw the doorknob to the bathroom door pressed down slightly. The man on the other end was trying to open the door, but of course I locked it. I heard footsteps walking away until they faded away completely. Todd didn't pick up the phone.
Call the police!
I called the landlord. She didn't pick up either. So I finally called 911.
That's probably the landlord.
I asked them to send a police officer because there was someone who wasn't supposed to be in the house. A police car came to the house within a few minutes, and I ran to the front door to answer it, asking the officer to look around the house with me. It wasn't a huge house overall. The first floor was a quick search, under the couches, in the closets, in the cabinets. Then we went upstairs, checking all the bedrooms, under the beds, and those closets.
Exactly.
It seemed clear. He made me fill out some report form, and he was on his way.
What? No way.
I still locked myself in the bathroom until my friends rang the bell. With all of them back, I finally felt safe. And when I told them what happened, they were all in shock. The next day, I called the landlord and told her, and she sounded very distraught after I described the man. She sounded confident that her crazy ex-boyfriend had somehow broken into the house and was expecting to find her there.
Oh my!
It turned out the room Todd had claimed used to be the bedroom she and her ex would share. She offered to refund me and let us go home if we didn't feel safe.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, we agreed to stay the full week though.
Are you freaking...
And actually nothing happened for the rest of the week. I feel like maybe the man figured that she had moved out. But I do wonder how things would have played out if she was home.
What? You stay there the whole week? You're lucky he's a 40-year-old man. Y'all are young as heck, so you can beat the crap out of him, because other than that...
My friends and I were on spring break in Miami. Late at night after hitting the clubs, we were walking back to the hotel.
Okay.
I guess we left super late because I don't remember seeing any people walking around anywhere besides the three of us.
Damn.
Then,
Ghost
a
town.
black car with tinted windows and blasting music came driving down the street. It slowed down when it came closer to us. And when we passed it, it stopped on the side of the road. I told my friends, don't look back, just keep walking. We came to an alleyway that we could cut across to get to our hotel.
Heck yeah.
So we took it. As the three of us were halfway down the alleyway, we literally saw shadows of people behind us on the ground.
Run!
Exposed by an overhead alleyway light. We turned, and there were three guys walking behind us.
Run!
I whispered at my friends to pick up the pace. We all knew it without saying it that those guys were most likely the ones in that black car. My two friends were wearing heels, so trying to run wouldn't exactly work.
Oh, they were girls. They were wearing heels. They can't run.
One of the guys called out to us to stop.
Well, sucks
That
for
only
you.
made
I'm
us go
running.
even faster. The next thing we knew, one of them was grabbing my shoulder and forcing me to stop.
What?
My friend Gina screamed so loud it could probably be heard for a mile.
Damn.
I screamed in a panic too, as I hit the guy with my bag repeatedly.
Oh.
A couple other guys came in response to the commotion from the opposite end of the alleyway
Good.
and told the three guys to back off.
Wow. You're
The
lucky.
three seemed to realize the fight wasn't worth it and walked away.
Lucky.
I'd never been so happy to be white-knighted in my life.
You're lucky.
The two guys who saved us tried escorting us back to our hotel.
Now, how do we know that those two guys are also clucking up? They're in cahoots.
But we were close enough now, and we wanted nothing to do with guys we didn't know at that point. We made it safely back and went home the next
These are all
morning.
women, by the way. Wow. Y'all are lucky. These are all, yeah. Y'all are freaking lucky there are people out there, civilians.
For spring break, I went somewhere most college students don't go for that oh-so-coveted week of the year.
What?
I went snowboarding in Colorado.
That's lit.
My friend Kevin has a house
Nice
there,
cabin.
so I took a flight with him and we
boy.
took an Uber to his house. It was a lot of uphill driving through the snowy mountains of Colorado that I honestly can't even name. Kevin's family is loaded, so they have houses in multiple states.
Damn. Take advantage.
We pulled up to a huge property.
I would.
Snow was covering everything, so I couldn't see anything but his house, really. We didn't plan on snowboarding that day, as the sun was already going down, and we had 2 long days ahead of us anyway.
Okay.
Kevin had to unlock everything in the house. It had been a month since he had come last. Kevin made a couple frozen pizzas that were left in the freezer, and we ate those for dinner.
Frozen pizzas.
The rest of the night, we just drank and played video games.
Wow.
The house had a beautiful main floor that sat with the ground level outside. Kevin didn't keep any of the blinds shut because he said the closest neighbor was about half a mile away.
So? What type of excuse is that? Yeah, let me leave my blinds freaking wide the heck open because we have neighbors that are so close by. Nothing will possibly happen. There's no way we can get clogged up in this situation.
It was definitely a pretty private property. That's why when we both heard a thump at the window, it was that much more bone-chilling. Both our heads jolted to the window like an animal that just heard a predator approaching. We paused the game and walked over to the window that thump just came from. Of course, we couldn't see anything
That's
outside
a squad, right?
because it was pitch black and snowing outside. But we did, however, see a distinct handprint on the glass.
What?
It came from the other side. Needless to say, we were both spooked.
Ooh.
Kevin wanted to go out there with a couple batons that his dad kept under his bed upstairs.
Batons.
I told him that's a stupid idea.
Heck yeah.
But he seemed more angry than anything at this point that someone would trespass on his property and invade our privacy like that. So he convinced me to go with him.
It's your fault for leaving the
We
blinds
threw
wide the
back
heck
on our
open,
coats and
dumbass.
boots, and into the snow we went. I followed him since he was holding.
You went where you literally went from being somewhere that it was safe and where you can just call the police to going out into his environment, into his world to get clucked up on purpose. I never heard this in my life. Oh my gosh, there's someone at our door. Let's go grab some weapons and go and actually try to find them. You were already safe in the house. Why the frick do you think it'll be safe if you actually go out? Call the police. Dumbass.
In the lantern. Yes, he had a lantern instead of a flashlight. We went to the side of his house.
Stupid
I found
ass.
myself almost slipping and falling, walking the slight uphill several times. He turned on a light on the side of his house, which lit up the area by the window where we heard the thump.
Damn.
If our suspicion of being watched wasn't already confirmed, then it was when we saw the two-way footsteps in the snow leading to and from the window.
Oh.
We started to follow them.
Why?
They led into a small patch of woods. And
Why?
we continued to follow. At this point, I asked
hate
Kevin
humans,
if we
man.
should just forget about it. He didn't even answer me, so I knew to shut up. The footsteps left the small patch of woods and entered a clearing. Kevin stopped me and muttered, "What the fuck is that?" In the very
What do you
near
mean?
distance, there appeared to be these identical objects spaced out evenly.
What? What do you mean?
There were 4 of them. They stood tall like a person. Kevin took a few more steps forward, leaned his upper body in to take a closer look, I guess, then turned to me and said, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
I hurried back with him, asking what he thinks those things were.
Abominable
He
snowmen.
said, "I don't know, but they look like
Slendermans.
human silhouettes strung up on some kind of sticks." The words that came out of his mouth shook me. I never felt more relieved than when we got back to his house. This time he shut every blind in the house and
Good.
double-checked all the doors. The next morning, first thing we did was walk back over to that clearing. We walked around it for about 10 minutes, searching. We didn't find any bodies or anything like that, but we did find 4 big wooden poles almost identical in size. We had zero explanation for this whole scenario. It was bizarre and it was downright disturbing. We had to debate whether to even go snowboarding that day, and we did. But I can't say I wasn't thinking about what we saw the night before the entire day.
You got me all the way messed up, bro. Y'all are stupid. Y'all messed up from the very beginning. You stupid ass.
Last year I went to Miami for spring break. A few days before I went, I had a
Miami.
horrible dream.
Look at this.
I was playing video games in my basement when I heard a noise come from a closet. I walked over to the closet and opened it. And quite simply, there was a man with a distinct face I remember vividly in my head, just standing in there.
What?
It was like my brain playing.
How the bro? Wait, what just happened? We just going right into the action just like that. Like the frig, you just hear someone in the closet. You open the closet. There's a man inside the closet. I had a distinct feeling.
A jump scare on me in my dream because I woke up with my heart racing. Well, fast forward our first day on spring break in Miami. We were on South Beach, and there were thousands of people.
Yeah, that gotta be my eye.
In fact, you could hardly walk.
That's crazy.
I was with my friends, of course, who were
barely
probably
walk.
having more fun than me since I'm not the biggest fan of crowds. All I saw around me besides my friends were unfamiliar faces, until I saw this one guy, not dancing, not moving, just standing behind a couple people, but looking at me.
Oh!
I made eye contact with him.
That fool is doing one of these while everyone's partying. Literally, this is him. That's basically him. That's basically him. While everyone's partying, having their good time, he's... Excuse me. While everyone's partying, having their good time, he's staring at your dumb ass, saying that you're my next prey.
For maybe 3 seconds before looking away and moving closer to my friends.
Clucked up.
I told one of my friends that some older man was just staring at me like a creep.
Old man.
When we looked at where he was standing, he was gone. The 5 of us migrated closer to the water and music, where the crowd got even thicker and the people seemed to get drunker. I was looking around when once again, I saw that man blending in with the crowd, but just looking at me. I looked at him for a few seconds again. I grabbed my friend Trish and pointed at the man and said, "That guy keeps looking at me." She said, "Just ignore it." She went back to dancing.
No.
I started getting
What?
this sickly feeling in my stomach about it, so I ran through the crowd and looked back every few seconds. I knew I'd seen that man's face before, but I couldn't put my finger on where just yet. I made it through the crowd and got back to the hotel room, where I sat on the bed with my hand on my
That was
head,
disgusting.
gathering my thoughts. Then it hit me, and I felt like throwing up when I realized it. It was the man from my dream, the man who was in the closet. I texted my friend Trish and
That was a dream. So it was a dream of you saw a man in the closet and you see the man in real life. What does that think that's supposed to tell you? That's supposed to tell you that that's a vision. That man is there to cluck you up. So if you see that man in person, you better be strapped the heck up, because he will cluck you up. Simple. But you didn't take heed to his warning. You did not take heed to God's warning when he gave you that vision. You literally just ignored the vision that you got during your freaking slumber.
waited a few minutes for her to answer. She said she didn't see who I was pointing at earlier. She just thought I should ignore whoever it was.
Of course. Why would she
I went
care?
back
She's
out
freaking
there
drunk
and
as
didn't
heck
see
with
the
her
man again.
drunk
But I
ass.
swear this is something that actually
Her
happened to
thought
me,
ass.
and I still don't know how to explain it. I got plenty of sleep. I don't think I could have hallucinated seeing that man. But how could I see a man who had literally been in a dream I had a couple nights before? It is easily the scariest and most unreal thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
He gave you a warning. He gave you a warning, man. Like, I'm crying right now a little bit. And it's because I'm freaked the frick out. I'm shook. Every time I get freaking shook and I'm getting spooked out, I start to shed some tears. Not for me. I shed some tears for the victims that are about to get clucked up in every situation when we react to these different type of videos. Literally, what the heck, man? You see a vision. You dreamt it, my man. And you telling me that you're just gonna ignore it? If I had a vision of my mom in my dreams doing something, and after the exact same thing happened, I'm telling my mom. First of all, I'm gonna be telling my mom beforehand what happens, and then when it happens, I'm like, Mom, didn't I tell you about this dream? I'm like, literally, man, got me all the way cooked up. But yeah, out of all of these, which one was the most creepiest one? Which one was the most creepiest one? I don't know about probably the last one. Probably the last one. Like, literally, you're partying, having fun, and you see an old, creepy 40-year-old man looking at your ass, saying, I want you. I want them cheeks now. Give them to me. I like chocolate. Like, get the frick away. Get the frick away from me. You pervert. You disgusting ass grandpa. Uncle, I don't give a damn. Get the heck away from me. Shh. Miami. The number one place where you can get lit, but get cooked up at the same damn time. Literally. But, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Smash that like button. This is a good lesson for all you guys, bro. I hope you take heed to all of these lessons. The reason why I keep looking back is because I don't know who the heck is behind me. I might get clucked up at every moment. Why do you think I got my senses? I got my radar, but I don't have my Adidas, just like freaking Gator always says. I'm sorry, Gator. I don't have my Adidas, but I'll do with what I have. I'm like, wait, actually, this is Adidas. I don't have Adidas shoes, but hey. I'll smash that like button, comment down below your opinions. I'm waiting for Gator to react to this as well. So I can see what he says. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Smash that like button. Peace. Bye. Be careful. Literally, be careful.